welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we are going to be doing an unboxing of the new Dior quints. I also have some of the monos in here. The way that this is working out is that I actually did a video with the monos in it, the ones I had, because you guys said you were interested in seeing it. It was supposed to go up, I think, the night that this is going to go up. So it's gonna go up after this, and in that video, I'm not gonna reference this because I didn't have it yet because it's already recorded. But we'll swatch them today, and then I'll do comparisons and stuff later. So this, I showed you the cover. This is how it comes, and we'll go ahead and open it up. Christian Dior always does a beautiful job with boxing. All right, a lot of things in here. Let's see. We've got a Miss Dior perfume set, which I think came as just like a little extra thing. You were probably like, you've spent a fortune. Here, have more stuff. Couple of samples of perfumes, Sakura and Lucky, which I will try out later. And then the quints. We have them in Toile, I don't know, De Jouy, and the copper. And then we have some monos. We have the Lucky Clover, the Gris Dior, is that it? That's, yeah, Gris Dior, that's metallic. And then we have denim and we have Pearl Star. So I didn't get all of the ones that were unique to Dior, but I did get quite a few. And like I said, I have 9 of them already. And again, look at the box. I mean, look at that. It's just stunning. Okay, so for the purposes of today and to get this out quickly to all of you so you could see it, it's not going to be an in-depth review, okay? So I'm also sorry about the hair and the clothing, but it's been a rough day, and I'm lucky that I'm like even functioning. I know you all had that kind of day, guys. So anyway, we'll just, go through the swatches. I'm gonna do a quad on each eye so you guys can see the different color stories. I'll swatch the monos for you, and like I said, I will. You'll have a video that's going to go up after this that's going to have the monos in my collection that will of course not include these 4. But in the future I'm going to be doing a video that shows all those monos and comparisons to other brands, to other shades, so you guys can have a more in-depth review. But I know everyone was really interested in getting them out quickly because these are the new ones. Some are exclusive to Dior, and we're worried that some of them will sell out quickly if you want to get your hands on them. And then the other thing is, if you're interested in the old formula, which I put in the other video, those I think are being discontinued. So if you're interested in those, you can still pick some up at Macy's, Selfridges, there's some other places. I linked to those in the other video that hasn't gone up yet. All right, so let's do the monos really quickly because I want to get through those first. And we'll do swatches because I'm not gonna put them on my eye today, but at least you can see them. So the first is denim, and that's a satin. And like I said, I will be doing a review of the monos with other brands and comparing it to quints. I haven't done that yet. The other video that's going to go up is just the monos themselves. So that's denim, and it's a satin. This is Gris Dior Metallic. They feel nice. That's a really pretty shade. It has almost like a blue undertone to it. Then there is Lucky Clover, and this is a satin. Oh, that's really interesting. It does not look like it looks. It's a much deeper green. It's like a forest green. In the palette, it looks like lighter. I don't know if the lighting is really showing it how it looks in person, but it looks more like a pine green, like a lighter green, but on, it looks much deeper, much, much deeper, which I actually like, but just, you know, so you guys are aware. And then last is Pearl Star. This is a glitter. And this is like the Gold Star, I think it's Gold Star, that I used before. This is beautiful. Look at that. Really nice. I like the glitters, I admit. Okay, so let's do swatches of the quints. Let's do copper first. This is copper. Let's go left to right. Oh yeah, definitely the creamier formula. I can already tell you it's like the, we'll go here where the other ones weren't. Yeah, we'll go here. Yep, definitely the creamier formula, guys. I can tell you that right now by the way they feel. This is a topper. You can hardly see it, but I mean, it's pretty. It's just that it's light. Oh, that's a deep chocolate brown. Matte. A lot of them have a deep chocolate brown matte. I have a video where I did all of the Dior quints that I had up to that point, whenever it was, and it was like, I had like 19 of them, and I did them all and like did rankings and stuff. They, a lot of them had like a deep brown, which is, you know, makes sense. It's a good transition shade for most people. Okay, so there is copper. And I will get the ingredients. If I am wrong about the pine oil being in there, I will put something down below that says I was wrong. But the way it feels, it's like the new formula. Yeah, it's hard for, it's like, you can't see it. I'm gonna have to take a picture of it and then read through it, which I will do, but I don't have time right this second, so. Oh, to be a full-time YouTuber, right? Maybe someday. All right, this is the Toile De something. I don't know. This is definitely a cooler toned palette, but similar. I'll put it up next to the copper so you can see it. This is copper. This is copper. This is the Toile De Jouy. Toile De Jouy? I don't know. Probably not even close, but those are the two of them. All right, so let's do the Toile De Jouy something. I know I have followers out there who try to tell me how to say them in French, and you guys are great, and I do appreciate your help, but I am I'm just not good at it. That's the first shade. It's very, very light. This is the topper shade. The brown in here, which you'll see in a minute, is more like a mushroom shade. It has like a purple tone to it. And then like a peachy shade. And then the middle shade is like a light satiny color. So it's definitely a lighter palette, less pigmented palette, cooler palette than the copper. And like I said, guys, for the purposes of getting this up and so you guys can see it, I'm gonna do one on each eye, which is not something I usually do, just because for me it always feels weird having like one on one eye and one on the other. But I understand, again, that you guys want to see them and see if you want to purchase them, so for you, I'll do it. Let me put on some Pink Sakura lipstick. If you haven't tried the Pink Sakura lipstick, it's actually not that pink. It has more of a peach tone to it. I actually like the lipstick. It's just the name is a little weird. All right, so let us, I want to use the same brushes for each side. So, and we're going to do something, I know I say that a lot, but we're going to do something simple so that it won't take me forever to do as a look. All right. Okay, all right, so let's start, we'll start with the deepest brown. We'll start with the deepest like matte brown shade. In this one, this is the Toile De whatever. It's more of a mushroom. And so we're gonna do that eye and then this eye. Okay, so we'll do the Toile whatever one. Toile? I know the L is not pronounced, but I just don't know how you say it. I'm using a hourglass brush. This is a 6. And we're gonna go in this eye first. Very creamy. Going on really well. It definitely is more of like that mushroom shade. It's, yes, you know, it's brown, but on me, it's definitely looking more mushroom. I could see on some folks, depending on, you know, undertones and stuff, it could go, quote, more brown or maybe more, even more purple. I think it would just depend on what your skin tone is like. Always important to remember that, guys. I mean, I know we all know that. You know, I'm a very pale person with, and we've had this, I've had this discussion with people, possibly a cool undertone, maybe neutral, we're not sure. Definitely weird, but I have a particular undertone and a particular like skin tone. And the way something's gonna look on me is not gonna look the same if you have a deeper skin tone or a warmer skin tone, etc., etc. So, you know, you can use, hopefully you can use me as a baseline to figure out whether you like something, but shades do look different on different people, so it's important to remember. Copper is gonna be on this side. And, you know, I try to remember that in my reviews because although like something might not work for me or will work for me, you know, it's important to say, hey, on someone else though, this might look very different. And it doesn't even have to be like that much difference in, you know, like skin tone. It can just be undertones. I mean, I have friends who are like very, very warm, like golden, almost like olive, family too, because I'm part Italian and they got the more like Italian skin tone and it's much more golden. I would love to have that. But anyway, that's not the point. Things look very different. Even though they're pale, it's just a very different undertone than what I have. So, you know, it's always important to keep those things in mind when you're figuring out, you know, what shades work, etc. Okay, so that is the 2 brown shades. I know I have like stuff to clean up. I will clean that up, but that's not important right now. Those are the 2 shades on the eyelid. Obviously, I, you know, took out some stuff, you'll see, because I cleaned the brush in between, all those things. Now let's take, I think maybe the best way to do this is to take sort of the reddish shade that's in both of these, or more of the coppery shade, and take this and enhance the crease. So we'll go with the toy side first. I'm gonna like pat it in a little bit first. And it doesn't, on the Toile De Jouy side, it's much lighter. It comes off as like a nice warmth to that like underlying cooler mushroom color, but it's not super noticeable. Let's do it on the copper side. Yeah, this one is more pigmented and definitely more copper, which makes sense given the name. You can already see in comparison. So the copper side is, you know, warmer in tone and more pigmented, and the Toile De Jouy is more like almost like a rosy shade. I'll try to build it up just a little so you guys can see it. It's very pretty, but it's definitely cooler than the copper, which, you know, makes sense. You can see it if I close my eyes. Okay, I cleaned up my eye area just a tiny bit so you guys could not be distracted by that, or more importantly, I could not be distracted by that because it was starting to bug me. All right, so let's take these are going to be a little bit different. I think the best way to do it is to take, all right, let's take this shade. We're going to use the middle shade for as like liner on both of them. It's going to come out a little bit differently, but And we'll put this on the eyelid itself. On the Toile De Jouy side, the shade is a very light peachy shade. It goes a little pink. And also, it looks a little iridescent. I know that sounds a little weird. You couldn't really see it on my arm, but when you put it on the eye over the other shades, you can kind of see it. It's very pretty, actually. It's a very nice shade, but you don't really see the payoff on your arm. It's definitely more when you put it on your eye. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing over here. And in the copper shade, this is much more of a, like a coppery shade that it's not nearly as like light. Let me bring you in a little bit so you can see it a little better. So far between the two quints, that's where I noticed the biggest difference. I mean, the other shades were different, but if you look at the shade that I just used here, it's very much a coppery shade. You know, in and of itself, it has this great copper, which I love. I think it looks beautiful. But this side is much lighter and like iridescent, like peachy pink. I mean, now you can, I think you can see the drastic difference between the two sides. Before there was definitely a difference, but it was kind of like, but now I think it's pretty clear what the difference is. All right, so let's take the middle shade and use that as a liner under the eye, lower lash line. And in this quint, in the Toile, whatever, it's like a very satiny light brown, which is very, very pretty. It doesn't have a ton of opacity, but it's very nice. Like I said, I think this is a gentler, I want to say like more refined, but that's not, you know, I mean, that's insulting. Just, it's lighter and it's less intense. I'm looking for, it's been a very long day. But yeah, it's a lighter look. It's just more, it's softer. There we go. It's softer. Like you can see the middle shades that I just used as, you know, lower lash line. In the copper, it's much more of like a peachy orange shade. And like this is a satiny tan. So, you know, it's just a very different color story. They don't look that different in the pan, but I think once, you know, we finish with the eye look, you're gonna see it's just, it is very different on the eye, which is why I wanted to do this for you guys today. One on each eye, because I think that's the best way to see, you know, which one you're gonna like. This is a 03 Wayne Goss brush. All I'm doing is blending. There's nothing on this brush. I'm really just blending out the top part of the eye towards the brow bone. I didn't use any of the shades in the brow bone area today. We'll see if the topper shade is like a good choice to do that. We'll see how this looks. So we're gonna take the topper shade, here it is in the Toile, whatever. I'm just gonna use my finger. I usually use my finger for the topper shades. Not always, but I feel like I get the best result. If you don't like to use your fingers, there's a lot of good brushes out there. You just want something that's, you know, dense, that like kind of mimics a finger. The Worker One, I think it is, from Sonia G is a good, there's a bunch of them. And we can talk about that later. But anyway, so that is the Toile De Jouy eye. And then let's do the copper, and this definitely is a warmer shade. I mean, what I can say already though, I'm glad that like these are two very different color stories, because sometimes, you know, you buy two separate ones and you're like, that's basically the same thing, and that's annoying. There's no question, these are absolutely different color stories. So I actually appreciate that, because at least you're buying two different things, which is good. Okay, so I'm gonna close my eyes so you can see both looks. So this is the copper. This is the Toile De Jouy. I don't know, Jouy. And then this is the, like I said, this is the copper. So those are the two. You can see that this is definitely a warmer, more pigmented look. This is a cooler, softer look. So I'm gonna use a black eyeliner on both of them, but I'm gonna use it just lightly and curl my lashes, put on mascara so you can see the full look. And we're back. So this is the finished look with the copper here and the Toile De Jouy on this side. Like I said, I used black liner for each, just very lightly. I think both are, they are, to me, spring looks, so I don't think they need, you know, I personally would not wear like a lot of winged liner or something with it, but you know, everyone's different. I think they're both beautiful. I think the pigments are exactly what they were in the new formula. I think this Toile is much less pigmented. It's a lighter, softer look, but it's still blended beautifully, and there are still distinct shades in it. So it's not like the Mirage, which blended into one. And it's not like the Pink Glow, which I understand works for some people. Didn't really work that well for me, personally. I think it was a pretty look, but the formula just, I wasn't a super fan. So this formula definitely feels creamier. It feels like better on the skin. I think it blended better. It does seem to have like discernible shades, which, you know, I prefer. So yeah, I really like both of them. I think it's a matter of color story. So yeah, I think they're both really, really nice. And I'm really happy because I was a little worried. I have looked at the back. I did see the pine oil. I don't know if the other ingredients are exactly the same, so I have to go through both of them. Like I said, if I go through both of them and find that it does not have the aloe and the pine, I will put that down below, but they do feel like the new formula. So even if the ingredients aren't exactly the same, they feel like it. So that's a good thing. That's it for now. Like I said, I did this very, very quickly. I recognize there's some things that I left out. I didn't go into all the details that I usually do, and I will do that. They still have 6-month shelf lives. They're 0.24 ounces, 7 grams. They are really beautiful, guys. I think it's just a matter of what color story you like. But I'll have swatches up on Instagram if I can remember to do that tomorrow. Hopefully I will, or today, whenever this goes up. I don't know anymore. But anyway, and the monos that I showed you in the beginning, I will be doing more with those and the other ones I have and comparing them. If there's like things you want to see them compared to, let me know. The obvious ones is I will compare denim to the shades in the denim quint. Lucky Charm. No, that's not it. Lucky Charm. Oh my gosh, guys, I need some sleep. Lucky Clover. I will compare to Jungle and if any other, you know, but I will also compare them to other brands like Tom Ford and Chanel and stuff. If there are ones that pop out to you, I'm happy to do those comparisons if they're ones you're interested in. So that'll be coming. I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.